Hey everybody, Unicron here, and welcome to another video review. And today we are looking at the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Voyager class Optimus Prime. And here we are. There he is, and let's just get straight to it and look at this guy. I'm sorry, but I'll be straightforward and honest with you guys. The only reason I really got this guy was because Lexatron didn't want to review him, and in return for me reviewing him, I get to review the Voyager Shockwave when he comes out. But I digress, and let's take a look at this guy. We are returning back to the age of the Monster Convoy. We're going back to Unicron Trilogy, you guys. With straight up Cybertronian, this is not exactly the best disguise ever garbage truck mode. Now, don't get me wrong. Honestly, it's not that I don't even like this mold. I do like the mold. I do like how this looks. I just can't see this thing as Optimus Prime. I just can't. I really can't. It's really freaking hard for me to see this as Optimus Prime. But like I said, I really do like this mold. I love the molding. I mean, I wish there was more paint apps on it. See what I mean? Like, it does have problems though. For one, okay, so yellow window, yellow window, yellow window, yellow window, yellow headlights, and green windshield? I really don't get why they're going with this. I'm guessing green is apparently cheaper than blue? I don't get that. Now, here's the thing. From the front half of this guy, this little portion right here, is good. It's the back that I have problems with. And it's because, one, major visible hand syndrome, and two, visible leg syndrome. Here's the thing I also have. For some reason, these can go all the way back, but in neither mode are they really necessary to go all the way back. I mean, they have nice molding here, but what's the point? It's just there. I don't get it. And also, these wing bits here, they peg into the arms, but they're a medium soft plastic. So I have no idea how long this is going to last for transformation. And also, we're going to have to talk about this peg when we go into transformation. But yeah, here he is. And here he is next to the first edition Optimus. I don't have the RID because the first edition, in my opinion, is the definitive Prime Optimus Prime. And as you can see, they are roughly the same size, first edition being a tad bigger. But this guy's definitely bulkier. But it's because to make up for costs, what they did is they made these guys bigger, but they also made a good chunk of their parts hollow. Like, I'm almost positive, I am positive that the legs are completely hollowed out. Same with his forearms, everything's hollowed out. Now, with weapons, he comes with 3 weapons. He comes with these weird gun thingies that for some reason this opens up for the sake of articulation, and I don't know. The missiles are also spring-loaded, so you can do that. And also he comes with a Star Saber, which is really, really cool. The only problem I have is that the blade is translucent green again, it's really starting to make me think that green is cheaper than blue. Because I know that everything they do for these guys, they do it to save money. So yeah, I'm starting to think that translucent green is cheaper than translucent blue. And he can store them. I'll be honest, even though it just hangs right there, he stores the Star Saber the best. I really can't find a real port that can hold this. It won't fit there. And when you try to put them onto his fist, you usually gotta move stuff around, and it won't peg in properly. That, or when you try to peg it in, the missile will come off. Yeah, I'm trying right now, and they keep falling out. So, good use for storing the Star Saber, bad use for storing these. Now, let's transform him. And to transform this dude, he is really easy. Almost too easy. Like, Bumblebee is just as difficult. Which makes me really disappointed because don't get me wrong, I do not like overly complex Transformers, but also I believe that as the figures get bigger, their transformation should become more complex and intricate. His is too easy. All you have to do is take off the accessories and then you just lift this up. Also, you have to unpeg the wings from the arms, so you start off with that. You unpeg this, and then it's just best to leave this up because then it's just out of the way. That's the other thing. I really want to know what the heck this is about because apparently the Ultra Magnus will have this backpack too. But yeah, anyway, I digress and return to this. Then from there, you unpeg the legs from the arms, and then you just split them. Oh, jeez. And then you see his head. Also, another problem I'm going to get to. And then you just leave these here for now. And then what you do from here, you unpeg the little spikes from their hinge, and then you fold this back, and then they peg in, and then that goes down, and then you just turn it around, and then you get his faux abdomen. And then you bring up the head, like so. And then you just fold that back. And as you see, he's standing and he is off screen. And then here you just peg these in and bring them down. Also, thanks a lot, MGO, because thanks to you, whenever I see these now, I see rhinos. So thanks a lot, bro. You rock. Anyway, I digress. And then from here, you just bring this. You really just bring this down. It just kind of hangs there. It doesn't really peg in anywhere. And then you just bring this around so that these line up. And then you just bring the wing down there. And the wing down there. And here you have the Beast Hunter's Optimus Prime in robot mode. And it's in this mode where I again I repeat my last statement. I can't see this dude as Optimus Prime. It's one way too friggin' beefy. It's so different from the first edition. In fact, let's just bring the first edition out. As you can see, for one, he's much, much bigger than the first edition. Well, not much. More like, yeah, he's about a head taller. But as you see, like, the first edition in my mind is the definitive Optimus Prime. And you could totally see, it feels like two completely different continuities. It honestly feels like two completely different continuities. I also do not like this shade of red. It's really awkwardly bright. I much prefer this shade. And again, translucent green, I don't get the point. Even his eyes are translucent green. I mean, look at his thighs. He is definitely the candidate for beefcake. And one of my biggest problems comes from the face. I know a lot of people have said, oh, it's no big deal, he's just sneering and stuff. But that is not the... Yes, it's sneering. But I don't like... The mouth is way too friggin' high up. There's not enough space for there to be a nose. His mouth is where his nose should be. His mouth should be like a millimeter lower. It's just, it looks too awkward. And don't get me wrong, the CGI character model looks so much better, but this face just doesn't work. I know that a lot of people are demanding a faceless Optimus Prime. I mean, a faceplateless Optimus Prime. Because for the majority of the show, he actually exposed his face. And they did give us that, and I do like show gratitude for it, but they made the face look so weird. And it again keeps showing that I can't see this as an Optimus Prime. I can honestly, and I don't know. It's just too much of a difference between the two for me to really say it. I mean, there are a lot of similarities between them. I mean, there's a lot of key features that did stay the same, but for the most part, it's two completely different characters. This dude feels more like a Sentinel Prime, rather than an Optimus. And also try doing the Dark of the Moon homage with the jet wing look. Now for his accessories, he comes with his Star Saber again, which he can hold in either hand. But because of how the blade is supposed to be held, it's best that you hold it in his right so that the peg isn't in the way, isn't facing out. And don't get me wrong, again, definitely exemplifying beefcake. But I'll be honest with the Star Saber, whenever I don't display this guy. I'll be straightforward. I do not display this guy. I do like to have the first edition Optimus Prime hold the Star Saber, and I think that looks pretty dang cool. But I do have him with his guns because, frankly, I can't see it with anybody else. And that's the thing. Also, I'm going to point out that the pegs for these guns are really large, and it takes effort to put them in. And when I'm not having him hold them, I'm actually put them here to make the illusion of jet turbines for his jetpack. But the problem is, because they're so big, it's actually developing stress marks on the inner side. So I'm afraid if I keep doing that, I'm going to end up breaking it. Which really shows that the quality of even though he's bigger, the quality of plastic used for him was definitely downgraded to the point where a peg that's 1 millimeter too big is going to break it. Let's do other size comparisons. Here he is next to the Voyager Predaking. And as you can see, again, he is a tad bigger than Predaking. Almost too big. And here he is next to Lord Megatron. As you can see, once again, he is bigger than Megatron, which isn't right because Megatron's supposed to be the taller one. Yeah. Thank you, Lord Megatron, for stepping in. Anyway, my final thoughts on this guy. The figure itself is good. The accessories, especially the Star Saber, are awesome accessories. Articulation on this guy is pretty dang good. He's got ratchet joints. He's got beautiful ratchet joints. Aside from his swivelly head, he's got amazing features. Like I said, there's a lot of great things about this guy, but I can't see it as an Optimus Prime. I can see it as a Sentinel Prime. I could see it as one of the 13 original Primes, but not as Optimus. So if you want this guy, honestly, I can't recommend this guy if you want a Transformers Prime Optimus Prime. If you want a good Transformers Prime Optimus Prime, then get the first... Oh my gosh, I keep hitting the camera. Then get the first edition. The first edition, in my mind, is the definitive Transformers Prime Optimus. This guy is not. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I really can't recommend this guy when I know that there's a better figure out there. I mean, if you want, you can maybe get him, take the Star Saber, give it to your first edition, and then go to the store and say he didn't come with it? Get your money back, maybe? It's really tough for me to sell this guy. But yeah, those are my final thoughts on this guy. He's a good figure, but he's not good enough for me to say you have to go out and buy this guy. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe our channel. This is Unicrobot, signing off.